Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about populations and how they grow and decrease. So, on Wednesday and in class this week, our main focus has been on the community, which is all of the different types of organisms that live in an area. All the plants, all the animals, all the herbivores and carnivores, and bacteria and fungi, and how they interact with each other to form symbiotic relationships and food webs. For today and starting next week, we're going to focus on populations. A population focuses on one specific type of species. So maybe we are interested in the population of robins or deer or sunflowers. Population focuses on just one species in a particular area. And studying population size can indicate changes about the entire community or ecosystem. If you're a researcher, it's really hard to study communities and ecosystems because they're so big. But oftentimes, what an ecologist might do is just study one population size or a few population sizes to make conclusions about the overall community and ecosystem. So there are four factors that could cause a population to change size. You could have more individuals born into the population. If there are a lot of births, then the population is going to grow because you're adding more individuals to the population. If a lot of them die, the population is going to decrease. Both immigration and emigration, these are two terms that get mixed up quite often. Immigration is when individuals move into the population. So think immigrants in, immigration in. Emigration is the opposite, is when individuals move out or exit the population. So think emigration, exit. Both biotic and abiotic factors contribute to the number of births. Like if there's a lot of food one year, that's going to help increase the population. It's going to increase the number of births or keep the number of deaths down. But if there's a new predator or an invasive species, the number of deaths is going to increase. And then immigration and emigration are also caused by biotic and abiotic factors. Like, for example, all the wildfires in California might be causing a lot of individuals to emigrate to new areas that are not on fire. So they're exiting their current population and finding somewhere else to live. We're going to explore more about how biotic and abiotic factors contribute to the number of births, deaths, immigrants, and emigrants next week. What your focus is going to be for your activity today is how these four factors work together to contribute to population size. So, what do you think would happen to the population size if the number of individuals being added to the population, like the number of births, plus the number of individuals moving in, is greater than the number of individuals dying and the number of individuals moving out? What would happen to the population size if the reverse was true? If we had more deaths and individuals moving out than individuals that are born and individuals moving into the population. So let's say we have 100 births and 100 immigrants. And let's say we had 50 deaths and 50 immigrants. So altogether, 200 individuals moving in and only 100 individuals leaving the population. Then you're going to have a gain of individuals overall, and that's going to cause the population to increase. If you have way more individuals leaving the population, either through death or emigration, than you have being born into or moving into the population, then the population is going to decrease. Here's a quick Edpuzzle pop-up question. A cardinal is a type of bird. Which of the following would increase the size of a population of cardinals in a forest? A, an increase in the birth rate of cardinals. B, an increase in the death rate of cardinals. C, increased emigration of young cardinals from the forest ecosystem. Or D, increased immigration of cardinal predators into the forest ecosystem. So the one thing I want to clarify is population size versus rate of change. A lot of times on the MCAS, students will confuse rate and population size, and I just want to make these two things a little bit clearer for you. So population size is the total amount of individuals in a given year. So how much overall? So from year or time 0 to time 5. So if we look at this graph, we can see that overall the population size grew. The rate is how many individuals are added or removed per period of time. So the rate, let's say we start with the population of like 100 individuals. And overall, over the course of 5 years, it grew to 500 individuals. The total amount would be 500 over the course of the 5 years. The rate could be something like we added 100 individuals per year. So the one thing I want to point out, and this can get a little confusing to some people, is that the rate could be decreasing, but the total is increasing. So another example of that would be if we had 500 individuals total over the course of 5 years, we could have growth of 200 one year, and then the next year 100, and then the year after that 50. The rate could be decreasing, but the total is increasing. It's just not increasing as fast. And so to show you this, here's this graph. If you look at the beginning, from year 0 to 1, the population increases quite rapidly. That's a really high rate in 1 year. Went from, just above 0 all the way to 50. The next year, it didn't get all the way to the 100. The rate decreased a little bit, and then it's increasing even more slowly. So the rate is decreasing, but the population is still growing because we're still adding individuals to the population, just not adding as many.